Hey, it's Dina Blizzard, and you're watching One Funny Morning. Welcome to One Funny Morning Show.
From Monday to Friday.
And sometimes on Saturday.
Why would you say that in front of all these people?
You never know what's gonna happen.
Carmen.
Cortez. Good morning, everybody.
What's outside your weather door?
Good morning. Uppie. Uppie, everybody.
Deep breath. Okay. Hi, I'm Deanne Tebow from North Carolina, native of Rhode Island. And I'm Carrie Riley from Rhode Island. Here's my husband, hot dad of the month of June.
What's happening?
Woo! And now, for Dina Blizzard. One funny mother, one funny morning.
Okay, that was the best impromptu intro that we've had. Thank you for sending it, Carrie and Vianne. Good morning. Good morning. I know, Joyce. Very exciting. Good morning, everybody. I think it's Tuesday. It is definitely getting colder here. I don't know if anybody else is feeling it. Good morning, Tammy. Tanya, good morning. I don't know where my co-host is today. Hopefully everybody had an easy Monday. Rolling into Monday. It's Thursday, my brain. Don't say that, Tanya, because you're going to mess everybody up, because then it would be Thanksgiving. It'd be a whole thing. Carrie, I know. Great job. Good morning. So happy to be watching live. Good to see you, Wendy. I was going to say, I dropped Sierra off at the bed and I'm already worked 44 hours so far this week. Crystal, it's enough. Stop now. Stop. 17 degrees in New Hampshire. No. Gab, you got your pellets this morning? How's your butt? Tell me. How's your butt doing? I'm sure they ask that on all the morning shows. How's your butt? I think I'm due for mine soon. My hair is doing something today. I'm not sure why. Now, tomorrow morning or tomorrow afternoon, I'm supposed to go get my hair colored. Wait, I want to show you a picture. There's a lady that I'm following on the Instagram. There's a couple ladies actually that I'm following on the Instagram that are all like people who have grown out their hair from like, I'm having cornbread from the other day. No, it's not her. But they're all women who have like leaned into their gray hair. I know, Carol. I don't know if I'm ready. Let me see if I can find them. So there's one lady that I'm following who has straight hair. It's silver, beautiful. The other lady I'm following has big, curly silver hair. And then she shows you pictures of her growing it out. And like at one point, it was like gray to here and then dark. Don't do it. You'll hate it. Color it in 6 months. It's lovely. Oh, you're saying don't color it. I'm sure the 4th hour of the Today Show is now going to have a new segment called How's Your Butt? Because they're always stealing our ideas. I don't know, but it took her like 2 years to do it. I feel like maybe it's just better for her to just color this silver. So it's just, and then it'll just, I know, Paula, I was like, or I'll just go pink again. Pamela said, don't do it. You're too young. Don't go gray. And that's how I feel about it. However, I also feel like maybe it'll look like highlights. That's stupid. I know that. Chocolate lab lover. I've never colored my hair. You are part of the precious few. It's so funny because my mom's side of the family, what did Jurgen say? We should ask him. My mom's side of the family, no gray. My dad's side of the family, all gray. So it's like inevitable. Like it's either going to be good gray or bad. I tried and I couldn't fully commit. I transitioned to gray 3 years ago. I have no regrets. I now spend my money on grooming my Bernedoodle puppy. Well, I'm not going to do that. No more dogs. But I see where you're going. I wish I could find the lady that has the big curly hair so I could show you the picture. I'm going to find it. But I do feel like now that I'm following these two ladies with silver hair, I just keep getting like recommendation. You want to follow this other lady with gray hair? How about this other lady with gray hair? How about your whole feed? It's just ladies with gray hair. Just okay. My advice is to try a demi color, which comes out just as good as a full color, right? Is that like it like washes out over time, right? So that eventually like this would grow out and the color would fade and then the silver would be to here. I like to say silver. Girls, I'm not going gray. I'm going silver. I'm just saying. I never covered in a little lighter here and you can't tell. Blame my kids. 12 year might have looked like what you may have now. If I look like a skunk, I look like a skunk if I don't color. My gray comes in the middle in a thick strip. See, Julie, that's what I'm thinking. I'm like, what if I'm that lady? Silver, Kendra, silver. What if I just have silver here? I'll be the silver fox. I have a little bit. You'd really only see. My hairdresser wouldn't do the gray color because it would take 4 to 6 to do it right. Have to strip the hair, then color it. Easier to do with short hair. Sharon, I get you. I haven't, took a year to go full white. Just went lighter each time from dark brown dye to full white. Yeah, I definitely don't have full white hair. So I can't do that. Like Bonnie Raitt. Bonnie Raitt has the, I don't know. My hair is too thin. When it's dark, it looks fuller. Look, Amy is like, I'm 35 and I'm bracing all of the gray. That's really young to go gray, right? But I guess the Lord decides. I can't find this lady. I'm going to find it. But it was just really interesting because I was like, I can do this. And then we started, she started to see like, I guess like at the 3 to 6 month mark, like all this was gray. Like she's like full gray. How do I tell my clients they can't? And I will be 55 in the spring. I'm a stylist for 34 years. I think you should. I think we're all like conditioned. Try it with a wig first. I don't know. Every time I think of a wig, I think of the lady, remember that was just recently, the police showed up to her house. And she was like, what's going on? And they said, we got a call that somebody thinks you've murdered someone. And she was like, what? He's like, can you come outside and open your hood? The trunk of your car? She was like, what are you talking about? He's like, ma'am, I need you to step outside. It's all caught on the Ring doorbell. And she is just like, what? Yeah. And then she comes out and she starts hysterically laughing. And they were like, what's going on? She's like, those are my wigs in the back. And so she shut the trunk of her car. A wig was hanging out. Somebody thought she had killed somebody. Her reaction was just so funny. I earned every one of these grays. I swear. 2 years ago, it wasn't like this. It was just the last 2 years. So every time somebody says wig, I'm like, because I'm a murderer. Uh-huh. She had a lot of wigs. Or maybe it's just the one hanging out. Mm-hmm. It was so funny, but her face was so, because she's like embarrassed, but hysterically laughing. And then I think the police officers wanted to laugh, but they were like, we just got to make sure you're not a murderer first. And then we'll laugh with you. Uh-huh. It was very funny. Mm-hmm. My boys started going bald in their 20s. They would have been happier for gray. Started going gray at 29. I know. Judy from Saskatoon is an inspiration for many of us. She has got the great, good white hair. And Natalie, Judy, we have to get you and Natalie from Bruges together. An international meeting of the Silverheads. Mm-hmm. Here's to Kendra. I've earned all mine. My jobs from my late 20s started at each company is associated with a particular badge. Like this is when I worked at that real bad retail shop. This is when I was working at the DMV. It's just funny. These are my kids right here. Mm-hmm. I get you. Mm-hmm. I got my first white hairs in my 20s. I'm still coloring it at 61. Mm-mm. I had strands of gray at 18. That's crazy. Yeah, Natalie is beautiful. And it was so funny. Looks like there's something in my teeth. It was so funny because when Jurgen showed the picture of Natalie from like 2 years before, she was beautiful. She had blonde hair and it was like, had like a blunt cut here and it was very pretty. But he was like, it's time to let it go. And she looks so much prettier. Not that she wasn't pretty before. Very nice looking lady. But with gray hair? Mm-hmm. Yep. It was really nice. So I wanted to talk about an interesting article that I read. Let me find it. Because you know I'm late. Hold on. So I don't know if anybody saw this article. Let me see if I can find it. Okay. All right. So a couple days ago, a sports reporter, Charissa Thompson. So did anybody hear this story? Was doing a radio show. She's 41. She was on a podcast and she said this week, sometimes I would make up reports early in my career when I worked as a sideline reporter before I transitioned to my current host role. She goes on, working in media, I understand how important words are, and I chose the wrong one. So the basic gist is that she was on this radio show talking about how in her younger years as a sideline reporter, that if she couldn't get access to like a coach or anybody for comment, like at halftime, she would just make up the report. And you're like, what? So she says, you know, it would be halftime. They would go into the locker room. I would need to give some type of report. So I would just report on what was like obvious, like, oh, we need to work on our defensive game or we need to do this, whatever. And it's funny because I don't know. I did not have a problem with it. She was improvising. Exactly. And how many people haven't fibbed a little at a job? Like there was this whole thing. I worked in college sports and information for 4 years and my ass would have been fired, said Stacy. So here's the thing. So I was just listening to a podcast the other day, and it was a writer talking about how when she was sending out query letters to get her book sold, that she had made up an assistant. And she would say, contact my assistant. Now, I don't know how many times I've heard this story, right? Where, you're an artist or you're, working on your own. So you make up an assistant. So when people call you, you'll be like, hold on, she'll be right with you. And then you put them on hold and then you come right back on as yourself. Sometimes you got to fill in gaps. I don't know. Sometimes people didn't want to talk to her. She said, for example, if a team was 0 for 7 on the third down, that would clearly be an area they need to improve in on the second half, she said in her social media statement. In these instances, I never attributed anything I said to a player or a coach. So she would just take some artistic license. She says, I have nothing but respect for sideline reporters and the tireless work they put in behind the scenes on the field. I'm only appreciative and humbled to work along some of the best in the business and call them some of my best friends. So she got a lot of backlash. Yeah, fake it till you make it. Well, she got a lot of backlash from people saying, how can you trust this girl now who used to have the sidelines job, apparently lying, and now she's moved into like a big position as the host. Yeah. Realtors make up fake offers to drive the house prices up. I remember working with Anderson Cooper. He was talking about when he got started, he made a fake press pass and he would go into war zones and he would go and cover the wars. He talks about that story all the time. Liar. And now he's a trusted newsman. Listen, stop it. Why would she bring it up? I don't know. I think it was kind of said along the same vein when people say like, hey, if you're ever at an interview and they're like, hey, can you juggle? Yeah, I can juggle. You lie. I act like I know how to teach. That's what I'm talking about. How many of us, when I started as a comedian, I was just saying this to Dean. He's like, I was watching so-and-so, and sometimes he looks like he's really talking. And other times it looks like he's acting. And so he was talking about how at different points he felt like this comedian was acting. And I said, well, just so you know, all of us are acting. Like I remember when I started, I didn't know what I was doing. So you all, for a little bit, you play the role of a comedian. You don't do like waka waka. You don't do jazz hands. You shouldn't. I'm late. Who was that you were speaking of? So it's a woman who used to be a sideline reporter has now moved into a hosting position with the NFL. And so she was doing this podcast and said that in her younger years, if she couldn't get somebody to come and talk to her, she would just make up reports. Like she said, it's 0 for 7 in the third. We got to work on this. It sounds like I know what I'm talking about, doesn't it? That's what I'm saying. I feel like when you have a baby, your first baby, and they give you a baby, they're like, here, take this baby. And you're like, you gonna give me this baby? That's a poor idea. You know what I'm talking about? Do you guys remember when they handed you the baby and they're like, you can go? And I was like, go where? Aren't you gonna tell me what to do with this baby? They're like, Did you read anything? I was like, I don't read. And they were like, good luck. It was a whole thing. So everybody got twisted. Everybody got now I will tell you one of my favorite videos. I don't know if you guys have seen it. There is an English actress. I wish I knew her name. She's got red hair. And in this clip, the clip at the bottom says, when you lie on your resume about the languages you speak. Do you guys know what we're talking about? So the idea is that, so this man walks in with this redheaded actress who's hilarious. And across from them, there is like someone of Chinese descent, somebody of Indian descent, somebody of African descent, right? So there's all these different nationalities and countries, right? And he says, I brought my language interpreter to help facilitate this meeting. She's on AbFab, right? I don't know her name. And he said she's going to translate. She speaks all 5 languages. And it was just like, this would happen to me. I would be like, yeah, of course I speak all those languages. And then they'd get in. So she then, Catherine Tate. So funny. And then she goes on to do the most racist impressions of all of the people at the table. It's so wrong and hilariously funny. I was like, tell me what you lied about. The sign language lady that lied and was signing a bunch of malarkey? Yeah, she just showed up. Tell me something that you lied about that you said you could do, and you were lying. I'm sure I've lied about a lot. Getting jobs, let's see. Dean, did you hear about the girl? She's a NFL reporter, and she was a sideline reporter, and she just did a podcast saying that she lied in her early days, and now everybody's losing their minds. God forbid a sportscaster lied.
Lied about what?
Like if she couldn't get like the coach to come over and talk to her so she could do her sideline report, she would just make it up. She like she said, if it was, 0 to 7, yeah, whoever listens to the sideline reporters? Nobody. Mm-hmm. I can do everything I say. I can do no lies, said Bob. Well, that's because you have talent. Okay, but for the rest of it, I faked playing the flute in an elementary school concert. I quit after that year. I was too far behind everyone, so I couldn't go to summer lessons. I told my then boyfriend, now husband, that I could bake pies. I'm great at it now. I said I could do my job, and here I am 30 years later.
I don't think I ever lied about something, but I remember one time when I was a little kid, I remember that we had these like honey buns, and you told me you were like, you're not allowed to eat these honey buns. And I was like, okay. And then I remember I went and I ate them one morning, and you asked me, did you eat these honey buns? And I said, no, I didn't. And then I went to confession the next week, and he was like, tell me your sins. And I was like, I ate the honey buns. And like, they put the fear of God into you, because like I felt like, oh my God, I'm gonna go to hell because I ate the honey buns.
Mm-hmm. So wait, Judy said, I told a guy I was dating that I was a strong swimmer, so that he took me to play water polo. I darn near drowned. Listen, a lot of girls will lie when dating a boy they really like. So I was dating a fella, and this is in college, and he was into rock climbing. And let me put it this way. He was so handsome. Whatever he was into, I was in. What did you pretend to be into based on a boy or girl that you liked? Did you ever pretend to be interested in something to talk to a girl?
There have definitely been times where like people, I feel like it's more music. Like people will be like, oh my God, I really like this artist that I've never heard of. I'm like, oh yeah, no, I like them too. I'm like, oh yeah, what's your favorite song? I'm
All
like,
of them?
Yeah, they have a lot of stuff that I really like.
So many.
I don't know, it's hard to pick one. And then they'll be like, oh, well, my favorite is like, Coastal Gardens in the Shadows. And like, oh, that one's really good.
That is a good one.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I'm really really good at like lying.
Diane said, I lied about loving Star Trek. I got stuck watching it all the time. I told my new husband that I liked camping. Who knew we would go camping in our honeymoon? I hate camping.
No.
I'm an artist for a company, and I draw inline forms. Then it renders, add colors. While that happens, I play games. Even though it was completed, I just didn't want to do any more work for a while. They never knew I strung out work. Mm-hmm. Hello, Jason. I pretended I liked my first boyfriend. Then we got married. Wow.
No.
So this guy that I liked, he liked rock climbing. So I liked rock climbing. He liked MMA wrestling. So I liked MMA wrestling. I lied about liking Western movies, which I hate. There was a college I said I wanted to go to because of a boy. My dad called my bluff and we went to visit. Way too many funeral homes and walking distance. What does that even mean? Magic. I said I liked magic. Now I'm married to a magician. I made like I was interested in cross-country running when my husband and I were dating. Payback, both my sons were cross-country runners too. I need a guy in my life I can lie to, said Meredith. I got to the point where I actually started to like rock climbing because I was kind of getting good at it. But then I bought rock climbing shoes. That's how dedicated. And I kept them even after we broke up, as if I was going to go rock climbing on my own. Who am I? Who did I think I was? I'm like, oh, I don't need you to go rock climbing. I did. I didn't have any of this stuff except for the shoes. Janine said, do you have any idea how much I've tolerated football over the years? I'm a terrible liar. My face says, so. Yeah, no, I'm not a good liar. No, but I told my husband we were dating I could cook. The first time I had him over, I cooked pasta and meatballs. I really brought all the food at the Italian market, but everything in pots, so he had no idea that I didn't cook everything. I joined Perch Club. I hated giving speeches for a boy. Perch, is that like a debate club of some kind? I pretend I like metal music when at concerts with my husband. He pretends he likes Jimmy Buffett when we go to Jimmy Buffett. That's love, Tracy. That's so beautiful. He's like, I hate every second of it. That's beautiful. I pretend to like the Dallas Cowboys and military planes just so my husband thinks I'm cool. I said I like football. Now I do. It is funny. Like, you do these things because you want to hang out with somebody, but eventually like, all right, it's not so bad. It's my birthday. Happy birthday, Heather. Don't you need a buddy? Well, that's the thing, Becca. You can't go right. You got to have a pulley system and like a live person, like has your life in your hand, your life in their hands. Yeah. Football pool. Yeah. See, here's the thing, Marla. I'm only good at lying to my kids about nonsense, like football pools, feta, just pick a lie. I was so good at it, and it became something I greatly looking forward to. I can't wait to have grandchildren just to lie. I just can't wait. It's like being heckled by babies. I just love it. But in real life, horrible liar. No, because I know I'm lying. And then my eyes get real big and I go, no, I don't think so. And they're like, what's wrong with your eyes? Nothing. Like that. It's not good. I ate hash browns when my boyfriend made them for me. I said I loved them. I hated them. It tasted like dog food. Been married for 40 years and still watching Westerns. I just get on my phone. My ex-husband would only eat real mashed potatoes. I'd make instant and cook one potato and cut it up and mix it into the potatoes. He loved them. Did you ever tell him after you divorced, like as part of the divorce proceedings, I'm like, and not only am I leaving you, but those were never real mashed potatoes. I just cut up a real potato and mostly instant. That's the kind of, like, I'm not going to murder anybody. But that's the kind of stuff I'd be like, and just so you're clear, they were never real mashed potatoes. Real dramatic. Never. I learned the hard way that never say you're a great cook. I did once. I really thought I was too. Not at all. It is pretty cool that I was a rock climber. Here's what I learned. Women have no upper body strength. There was no way you were going to pull yourself up on a rock. But I did learn we're all lower body. We have very powerful legs. That's what she said. And it's an art form. I didn't die. Now I can cook, said Darlene. I lie to my students that I will grade every assignment they do. Darcy, do you ever just collect them and just throw them in the trash? I would. I'd be like, you all did a great job. I read every single one of them as I put them in the trash. I pretended to be interested in cars and motorcycles. Still have no idea what he's talking about, but I'm good enough that he has no idea how clueless I am. Conversations involve a lot of, you mean like questions? You saying that because you want what she was trying to say is this? That's all you got to do. Yeah. Oh, listen, if there were awards, and there should be, for feigning interest in your husband's work, all of us would have Oscars. Anybody? Like what? There's a lot of women here, and maybe some men that have to listen to their wives' work. But like what's your go-to for like, oh, like what's your face? Like are there conversations that you're having every day that you're just like, I want to poke needles in my eyes, but what else? What are we talking? So tell me about how Carol's doing at work. And you know it's going to be boring, but you have to ask. I most of the time told the truth to my mom. When she didn't believe me, she just gave up. My boyfriend made me spaghetti for our first dinner. Here, Dean, this is going to be you. My boyfriend made me spaghetti for our first dinner. So overcooked, I couldn't eat it. Me being Italian and all. Dean,
I would not overcook spaghetti.
do you know how to make homemade meatballs? We're going to have to work on that because I'm going to tell you something. You could be handsome and tall, dark, and handsome. But if you added tall, dark, handsome, and knows how to make meatballs, you can marry the queen. The queen.
That's on a list for people, though.
It is.
I've never on a dating app.
Dean Michael. Dean Michael. A quality woman loves the meatballs. If you're ever on a date and you're like, how you feel about meatballs? And she's like, I don't really eat meat. This is over. Do you understand? Meatball, for Italian people, it is the basis. And if you had like your own recipe and you were really good at it.
I want to put that on my Hinge profile.
Please, but you have to have a recipe. You have to be good at it. Don't lie. I have my own meatball recipe. Yeah, that sounds creepy, but I would be like, wait. I'd be like, scroll back up. He said, he got a meatball recipe. All right, I'll go out with you. You're going to make these meatballs. I did tell my kids, you can't leave the lid on the car when I drive because it's against the law. They're teenagers, and I recently asked them about that's just a mom that mom gets. Yep, all lies.
Oh, look at this one for you.
This thing just keeps going off at 9:15 every day. It's been dead for 2 years. And just yesterday decided to come back alive. I told my neighbor I was in a meeting while watching this last week when he came to visit. I told my husband early in our marriage, do not lie and tell me you like something if you don't, or you'll get it forever. I never told him about potatoes, but that would have been amazing. Oh, Stephanie, you got to put that in your back pocket. If you ever run into him and he don't have something nice to say, you'll be like, oh yeah? Potatoes were instant. So good. My good friend Rockline is really good at it. I'd fall the same. No, Nicole, you'd be good at it. I'll hold the rope.
Get it.
But it's funny because when you got somebody attached to you, like he was bigger than me. Right? So he's like, I'm going to go up. You have to tether. And I was like, I don't know if this is such a good idea. He's like, well, it's just counterbalancing your weight and my weight. But I was like, I don't weigh as much as you. And he was like, it doesn't matter. It'll be fine. And I was like, I don't think so. It was so funny because at one point he slipped and he started to fall. And like my whole body started to go. He's like, put your feet on the ground. And I was like, I can't even. I was like, I was like trying to make myself heavy. I was like, this is not going to work. In the teacher world, the code word for trash is file 13. I'm going to put this in file 13. Oh. I'm very aware I have no upper body strength without having to rock climb. I didn't know. Yeah. So funny. Is faking the same as lying? Completely different. Pretending I care about golf every day. My eyes glaze over when he talks about work. I don't understand what he does. Oh, yeah, you told me about that. That's a good one. I'll use that. I bet you did tell me about that. That is some interesting. Yeah. My husband is an engineer. When he starts talking, I feel like my brain is going to short circuit. You're like, Good morning, Kingdom. I drive around with papers to grade in my car that never make it into my house. Thank you for saying that. Every mom has mastered the interested face while thinking of other things. Oh, really? That is new. My husband is an iron worker. I don't understand what he's talking about most of the time. I'm like, wait, what you trying to make though? I would tell him to write it down and I'll read it later. He works at the gas company. Boring. After 30 years, I just tell him when he bores me. You're just like, I can't listen to you. I've had a hard day. I hardly never ask Sarge about her work. I got a killer oven simple meatball recipe you can have. I found a meatball recipe like during the pandemic. So good. It's by Ina Garden. So good. I plan to be interested. Wow, Allison, that is, I think you meant duck hunting. Allison, I don't know what your husband does. I'm going to vamp here and say that he is duck hunting because that I've heard of. Now, maybe you're from the South and this is a different kind of hunting. I don't know, but he got you up at 3 a.m. That sounds like what you wrote, and then parked and said I had to hike to the pond. That is a lot for that kind of hunting. Hell no, I stayed and mapped in the car. This whole thing you wrote. Are you morning drinking, day drinking? It's not even 9:20. And we don't have this kind of hunting in New Jersey. I'm just putting it out there. Maybe someone has done this kind of hunting at 3 a.m. and parked in a car on your way to a pond. Who am I? Who am I to say that duck hunting is the only option when Allison clearly has other options on the table? Okay. I'd like to go to work with Allison because if this is the kind of stuff she puts on the internet, I would love to see what like an inter-office email would look like. And yep. I just say interesting. It took 2 years. I used to lie to my kids all the time about song lyrics when they were dirty. Okay. I I told my husband I didn't fart when we were together. Once we got married, all bets were off. He married me and my farts. I should write that down, Dean. You're going to need that. My ex told my mom he loved beets. She made them every dinner he came. He hated them. My husband is a construction worker, carpenter. He comes home from work all and tells me step by step of what he did. I just shake my head and go, oh, wow. It'd be like me telling him about my shopping trip. Oh, you laid the wood down. That's amazing. Yep. Okay. What's annoying is when you say, yeah, you told me about that, and then they continue. My husband and son have an in-depth conversation about math at dinner. It sounds like purple cow triangle to me. The kids at work that work at Dick's Sporting Goods helped my son, who's in a wheelchair, climb the walk bar. They used special harnesses and pulled him up the wall. It was so cool. Julie, that's so nice. I try not to show my eyes twitching when my fella tells me technical parts of his managing at work. So I'm dating a contractor, and while his job is very interesting, I always say the wrong thing. I have no idea what I'm talking about. He sent me a picture of the house and said, I said, wow, good bones. He said, this house was just on fire. These are not good bones. It's Ina Garden. I was talking to my son on the plane last. I love that he called, but I was doing other things on my phone. Allison says, I didn't marry him. Oh, so funny. Ina, not Ina. The pond. I have no clue what my husband does for work now. I knew what he did in the military and as a civilian contractor, but now I have no clue, and it's been a year. That's basically marriage. The pond is code word for bathroom. My sister-in-law walks out of the room sometimes when my brother talks.
What, boo? What?
My husband gets exactly 10 minutes to tell me about his workday. Then I'm out. I just walk away. He says, I guess my 10 minutes are done. Yeah. Yeah. So, I don't see Allison's post. Well, then you missed it. It was really good. Yeah, a lot of guys want to go duck hunting with Allison. So funny. My husband farted on our first date and lied about it. Okay.
Dude, that Roomba is tearing apart your set.
I see that. My dad made peanut butter, so I made homemade peanut butter every year for 32 years. He said he never liked it. Dean, can you fix this light, please? I look hideous.
Can I turn this room off?
My son-in-law duck hunts. He just moved to Kentucky. Got up at 1:30, drove 3 hours to be on the duck blind at 4:30. Really? They sure he wasn't at the pond with Allison? Missy, you just missed it. Some people in New Jersey go duck hunting. That is not what Allison does. My husband just walked in and was wiping his tears from laughing so hard. Oh, as I was wiping tears from laughing, he was like, are you okay? I'm fine. Your 10 minutes are up. That's what we should just say all the time. My dad went duck hunting yesterday. He met a guy at a gas station. They've been hunting buddies for years. Really? Duck hunting? Cynthia? Yeah. I deleted it. Too embarrassing. Allison, why did you delete it? It was the greatest ever. That was funny. Don't you remember? My mom was with what? Brooke or Natalia at a hotel. And there were some ducks in the pond behind them at breakfast. So my mom took a picture of, I think it was her, maybe Brooke, with the duck pond. And she took a picture. She posted it to social media. And she said, Brooke and I had a great day by the duck pond today. But she didn't write duck.
No.
So it was a big picture of her and Brooke.
No. She actually put.
Yeah, don't you remember? I screenshotted it and I shared it. I said, this is what my mom is doing with Brooke Blizzard today. She took her to the duck pond. And the two of them are smiling. There's some ducks in the back.
No.
But she was like, today we went to the pond.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, you don't remember?
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
fun.
Mrs. like, I remember it. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. No, Jen, it wasn't. She switched out the D in duck for F in fun. So it was duck hunting, but different. At 3 a.m. in a car by a pond. It just, it's a lot. There it is. Brooke just wrote it. I lost 45 pounds this year, so I go, but it wasn't enough. I was crying for talking to the wrangler. I went swimming with turtles and I saw down. Oh, are you talking about? My husband is a physicist. He had security clearance. I'm a dyslexic artist. We never talked about our day. He wrote a book on chaos theory. I never finished the introduction. We've been married for 50 years. Somehow it worked. Can you imagine? Your husband is so smart. You're like, you wrote this book? What's it about? Chaos theory? You want me to read it? I would love if you would read it. Yeah. Yeah, no, I'm so proud of you. I'm going to read it. I'm just so impressed. All right, I read like a couple of lines. I'm going to save it for later. I don't want to read all of it at the same time because I love chaos theory. Let me just put that over there. But so proud. So proud of you. Yeah. It was like a you up text. Yep. My eyes glaze over when Jared talks to me about wood and tools. Yeah. Oh, my 16-year-old's name is Tucker. Do with that what you will. Oh, you named him. Yeah, that's not good. Do you have a picture of your fiddle fig leaf when you bought it compared to what it looks like now? Carmen. I would say it looked just like this. It was a little bit like squished up because it was in that box, Carmen, but she definitely has filled out. And I turn her like a quarter turn every once in a while. And I only water her on Monday. Did I water her yesterday? I got to water her. I water her. She only gets like 1 to 1.5 cups of water once a week. So I got to do that today because I missed it. But yeah, I love it. She's doing really well. And they're real like finicky, but she's doing really well. How do you know it's a she? Because her name's Fiona. Fiona Fiddle Fig Leaf. But they do need a lot of sun. So she's in a good spot. Everybody's doing well. The money tree looks like he's a little squished up. I might have to spread it out. Yeah, she wouldn't have gotten watered. I lost the track of the days. So thank you, Carmen. What? My dogs are jerks and they pee on my trees. Oh, I can't even. Can't do it. Can't do it. Anyway, so tonight I am excited because I have a surprise guest for tonight's Tipsy Tuesday that I'm excited to introduce you to and tell you about. So you don't want to miss it. And so we'll do that. I don't know if I'll be live. I'm probably not going to be live Thursday. Maybe. We have the parade that day. So maybe we'll go live from the parade. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I haven't been on here for over a year. Jen, welcome. Welcome. We've been waiting. We've been waiting. My dog peed on my pile of clothes I had laid out for my suitcase. I can't. You should have seen yesterday. Colby pooped in a circle. It's a poop circle. Started over there, went around the living room, behind the couch. I've never been here before. Really, Chris Bass? I've been hiding in shame since we have seen him. What does that mean? Oh wait, I've been hiding in shame since I sent the bereavement. What? Jennifer, don't say that. I combined two comments. That's why I was like, that doesn't make any sense. What are you talking about? It was lovely. Yeah. No. Okay. That's the Roomba. Okay. I think the show's over. God says, and the Roomba says it's over. So anyway, thanks for watching today, and look forward to seeing everybody tonight. Maybe we'll do some fun Thanksgiving stuff. Who knows? No, he's not incontinent. He just decided to poop all over the living room while he stared at Dean. I think I was talking about it. Dean, every time Dean plays the drums, somebody poops in my house. It's some kind of Pavlovian response. So, it's a thing. Yeah, exactly, Wendy. If the lawn is wet, my dog refuses to go out to pee. She holds it until the morning dew is gone. Yeah, because that's what God wanted. Yes, we'll have to see if Di has finished her application for the Golden Bachelor. It would be hilarious if she got on it. I can't. I don't even know. Amy's getting her mammogram today. Good job, Amy. Hope everybody got their boobs squished because we're way past Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And it's almost the end of the year. You all should be looking for your new underwears and new bras. And I will continue to say this because we will be a group of maybe old ladies with a lot of gray hair, but nice underwear. Get on board. All right. I got to go because the Roomba would like to get under the table. I don't know that Dean has gotten any new underwear in the mail. Chris usually checks it. So if Chris comes back from the post office and was like, the mailbox is filled with underwear, then we'll know. I don't know. But it would be hilarious. Traveling to New Jersey today, 7 hours. Gosh, why? It's not that nice. Keep it in mind. Diane's like, I have a feeling something is on its way. It's so funny. Just a pile. Yeah. Anyway. All right, everybody. Have a great day. Like Judy says, do something nice for yourself or others today. And bebop along. It's Tuesday, but it's basically Friday because tomorrow's not even a real day because Thursday is Thanksgiving. Just keep it in mind. None of this is real. Okay, so go have a great day and a blessed day. And we'll see you tonight for Gypsy Tuesday and go from there. All right. Thanks for watching, everybody. I'll see you. Bye.
Hey guys, if you enjoyed today's morning show, make sure to follow us for more One Funny Mother content.
Okay, all right. Morse code is tapping.
And check out OneFunnyMotherStore.com for great new inappropriate swag. And for more exclusive content, consider becoming a supporter.
She got a bad leg.
Thanks again, and we'll see you tomorrow on One Funny Morning.